Hey, good morning, YouTube. Hey, thanks for watching my channel. Today's the 18th of June 2018, and I want to show you this Texas Everbearing fig tree that I bought as a cutting last year. Currently, it's about say about 2.5–3 feet wide, all right, from left to right, and no fruit have formed, which is fine with me. I was just focused on getting the root strong and getting growth. I need to cut these shoots off coming from the rootstock, as you can see down here in the dirt. But when I got it, it was just a cutting. It was maybe about 6 to 8 inches long. I got it to branch out right here in the middle, going left and right. But what my plan for today was, and the purpose of this video, was to show you how I air layer. I just got done air layering this Violet de Bordeaux, which I also got from a cutting. I got this one on the 7th of May, and it grew significantly. Right now, currently, it's about 1.5 feet from the cutting going up. So what I did was air layered the bottom about 3 inches from the rootstock going up. That way, in about a month, I'm going to be able to clip it off right here and still have more growth to come from the rootstock. So that's what I hope, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work. I've had great success with air layering any type of fig so far, but my experiment for today is rooting hormone for the air layers. Is it necessary? We shall see. My plan of attack is to air layer both sides of this Texas Everbearing. I already clipped off some of the bark, scraped some of the cambium layer off, and I'm going to apply the rooting hormone on this left side. And point of reference, I'm using this sticker right here, this white sticker on the pot. So left side, rooting hormone. Right side, I'm not going to use any rooting hormone. Alright, to be continued. Alrighty, I applied the rooting hormone. Oh, by the way, I bought this from Home Depot. It was $4.97, I believe, for this bottle. Sometimes I use rooting hormone and sometimes I don't. I've had success with both, but today I'm putting it on record, putting it on YouTube, experimenting with it. And as you can see, I used a brush. I got to clean this off right here on the pot, but I applied some rooting hormone on the scrape. And the next step I am going to do is apply this sphagnum peat moss. I have it soaking in some water, but before I secure it on with the aluminum foil, I squeeze the hell out of it, drain it to where it's soaky. Then I put it on my aluminum foil. And in this bottle I have some Super Thrive. And what I do, I spray a couple sprays on the sphagnum peat moss and apply it. Okie doke. The sphagnum peat moss with my aluminum foil is now wrapped around the wound of the bark for this Texas Everbearing. Now, I intentionally leave like a little opening up top right here, because in about 2 weeks from now I will come back and I will spray inside right here with some more of that Super Thrive mixed in with some water. It's not very strong. I do less than 1/4 cup going into that spray bottle, and from my experience, it's been working. So spray it in, cover it back up, and let it do its deal. Okay, that was the final step. I used this gardening tape. It's pretty stretchable, and I wrote on one of the tag ends 18 June rooting hormone, maybe as a reminder in case this white sticker comes off, that this left side right here, I did apply rooting hormone on it. Now I'm going to do the right side the same exact way, minus the rooting hormone. So I have a strong feeling that in about a month from now that both air layers will take, roots will form, strongly on both sides, and I don't know, you tell me what you think. And here we are on the opposite side. That's the side with the rooting hormone. This is the side that I'm going to start from the tip, which I have not pinched. Both sides still have the tips on them. From the tip to the area where I'm going to air layer, it's about a foot. So the roots should form from about right here, from one of the nodes. All right, I trimmed some of the leaves off from the area. You can see the sap coming down. It's not going to affect anything. I'm going to start the cut from around this node right here, just on top of it, and end it about an inch down, about right here. Then I'm going to peel the bark off and I'm going to scrape. And this is the way I do it. I know other people have different ways and methods of getting this bark off. What I use is my pruners. I cleaned them before using them. I use some alcohol pads. Real gently, I go about a 1/4 inch above the node, and I work my way around slightly, gently, until I see some cutting formed. Then I go down to about an inch down to where I did this one. Now I do the same thing. Saw it around, then I'll come with my knife and I will insert from the top portion and slice it down to the bottom portion and then peel it off. And I just completed the cut, and with my fingers I'm able to, this is where one of the leaves were at on the node, and there was another one up here that I cut off, and it's kind of tough with one hand, but it's coming off. All right, peel, 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 and it will come off. There we go. Let me get this back side, and now the bark is off. Expose the inside, and I'm going to scrape the cambium layer, which is the greenish color that you see on top underneath the bark. That's the next layer that we're working with. Alrighty, I damaged it, scarred it up pretty good, and now I'm ready to get the sphagnum peat moss, get all the water out of it, drench it, and place it on the aluminum foil that I have right here. Now, prior to doing this method, I used to use Ziploc bags. I used to put all the soil inside the Ziploc bag. Put a slit down it, and then where the slit was at, I would wrap it around the cutting, or the cut, and then secure it with some twine. Once it was secured, then I put the aluminum foil on top of that and wrap it up. But the issue I was running into was, once the roots had formed, I was having success with it, don't get me wrong, but once the roots had formed, I was having a small issue unwrapping it. The roots were getting stuck on the plastic of the Ziploc bag, and I was damaging some roots, not all, but some. So I researched, and I stole this technique from some of the YouTubers online, and I started using just aluminum foil, like nothing else, just putting the soil medium on top, wrapping it around and securing it on itself. And I'm finding that that's one of the easiest methods I've found to work this air layer. Okay, it does not look pretty, but it works. And once again, spraying my Super Thrive inside. Once you get the initial shock, or the initial spray of the Super Thrive in it, it'll do its deal. It'll stimulate the root growth, as well as with the rooting hormone that we have right here, which I use on this right side. But minus that, it'll still work. Initial spray with Super Thrive, and then in about 2 weeks from now, I'm going to open it up and spray it again inside. Alright, wrapped it around. You can see on one end, or on both ends actually, I know it's kind of thick, but that's fine. Once I wrap this blue ribbon around, it'll tighten up on one end and the other, and keep everything nice and secure inside, and moist for the most part. And like I said, 2 weeks from now, I'm going to open up one of the ends and spray a couple of sprays up in there to stimulate that root growth. And there we go. Final step, mark the tag in. I left it with nothing else but just the date. Right side I put the date and rooting hormone. So this is the end result. Will be in about a month from now. Roots will form on both ends underneath these air layers that I made. I'm going to clip both off, open them up, and show you the results of the root growth. Both will have roots, I guarantee it. And once I open them up, we'll see what the result was using rooting hormone and one side without. And I gotta show you guys this once again. This is the my brown turkey fig tree. This is about 25 feet high, 30 feet high, and nearly as wide. I do have the main crop of figs growing. All the breba have depleted within the past month or so. Got the air layers going on the bottom right here. I'm not messing with the middle part. That's about height, the height that I need to pick. And I put some more up top, some more air layers. On the top portion of this tree, let me zoom in. You can see the aluminum foil up there. And it did rain today, not hard. It was a constant drizzle. It felt really good working up here. I used a ladder. I put about 5 on this right side right here. These 3 or 4 that I have up in here, I need to check within this next week. I put them up about 2 weeks ago or so. But I do have success with air layers. I have these right here that I clipped off within the past 3 or 4 months. They look a little dangly because that's what the limbs of trees look like, the branches. These ones took really, really good. Even though they're about 6 to 8 inches. The roots on these things were very strong, and I used the same method with that Super Thrive. With those. With these, I did not. I was experimenting. I cut a bigger limb. I used a bigger limb on this one to air layer, which worked out pretty good. With this one, this is about 2 pencil widths thick. This one right here did really well. I was really impressed with this one actually. Even though it's dangly, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 limbs branching off from this one. But in about a month from now, I'll show you guys the results for the last 2 or 3 that I just did. 2 for the Texas Everbearing and 1 for the oh my god, what was the name of it? I gotta go back and check. Oh yes, the Violet de Bordeaux, that's right. And man, I'm so excited. I put rooting hormone on this one, rooting hormone on that side, and none on this one, and we shall see. So in a month from now, I'm going to post again. I'll show you guys the results. Until then, peace out.